Good afternoon and welcome in to Slot Channels in Depth. I'm your host, Tom, aka RhinoMan, and today we got a special show, but I'm also kicking it off a different way. I don't have a Corona in my hand because today's show is coming to you by Cayman Jack. I don't know if you guys can see that. Cayman Jack margaritas. Oh my God, I just discovered these today. Awesome. Got me a full glass, and we're going to enjoy this. No, they're not a sponsor. I wouldn't turn on Corona. However, they are very good and refreshing on a hot day. I'd like to thank everybody coming in. If you watched today's show in the morning time, that was a fantastic interview with Tim. The Big Payback, absolutely loved it. I hope you guys get to a chance to enjoy it later on. Today we are going to be talking about a couple of things. Can everybody hear me? What drink is that? It's a margarita, Sister Yoshi. Um, Today we're going to be talking about group pools and collabs. Are they, or are they, or just, hey, we will be talking about that in a minute. But first, as I do, I got three questions for you. The first question is, and I believe I asked this once before on a prior episode, may have been a month or two ago. When do ideas come to you? The reason I ask that is normally I get my ideas or some kind of just epiphany when I'm either sleeping or in the shower. And believe me, they're not that kind of ideas before Randy the Slot Wizard starts going off. Not that kind of ideas, just ideas, epiphanies, things to work on, directions to go in. I'd like to know. Question number two. I'd like you to finish this. When you're watching a show or a channel, do you ever say to yourself, if that was me, I would have done what? Just put the what part in. I don't want to know what you would have done, what show you were watching, what channel you're watching. What would you have done? You would have picked right, you would have picked left, you would have, crashed your car into the pole instead of crashing it into the center divider. Just let me know the what you would have done. I would like to know that. Okay, question three. This one's a little bit different type of question. How do you feel about working with other people? Hey, I know if you're in the workforce, you're actually forced to work with a diverse group of individuals. Maybe they don't have your same work ethic. Maybe they don't have your same train of thought. Maybe they just don't, get what you're trying to do. So you're actually put into a position where you have to work with somebody that's maybe not on the same level with you or doesn't think the same way as you. I want to know what you think about that. In the slot community, in the niche that we're in, whenever we get a chance to work with somebody, we get to have people that have um, the same kind of likes, dislikes, and things when it comes to gambling. Hey, I'd like to know how you feel about working with other people. Everybody, if you see real quick going across the bottom, didn't get a chance to change it from this morning. So I have the same subscribers on there, Ozark Zoe. And I just love Ozark because that show is fantabulous. Todd Ingleson, Rocket 18181, Frankie Skills Machines. Hey, love it. Taz Girl 323, Hard Rain Baby, and Casanova Slots. Wonderful, wonderful time. Thank you guys all for joining in. Let me see who I saw in the chat here. I did see Bradley Jones up at the beginning. Appreciate you coming in. The Gambler After Dark. Hey, 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 hey. Hey, and he always says hi to all you beautiful women out there. So I'm going to start stealing that. Hi, all my beautiful women out there. Thank you for coming in. Sister Yoshi, Bradley Jones, Mag, thank you for coming in. There's Randy the Slot Wizard. No, I haven't ran into James Spitzer yet, bro, but I'm looking for him. So I'll let him know you're not here if he calls me. Danny D, the cool scratcher fan. Appreciate you being in there. There's Lucky Obsession, Slots and Scratching. Hey, cheers. Damn, that is good. For a bottled margarita, that is really good. It's better than the Gambler After Dark's sweet tea, for sure. She bets 5280. Thank you for coming in. Uh, Kaz, thank you, girl, for coming in. Really appreciate it. Robert Kaczynski's always in the house. Appreciate that. Simon, it's a slot machine. Thank you for coming in. Appreciate that. Let's see who else we got in here. Melvin Lopez, congratulations, bro, on that grand. Barbara is a snitch. Snitches get stitches, but Barbara told the whole story. You got the grand. So congratulations, bro. Dinner's on you next time we see you. Appreciate that little Dutchie. Let's see who else. I think that's about it. We have 24 wonderful people in here, and we're going to jump right into the topic today. We're not going to have a lot of time, so I pretty much want to get into it. And I know there's a lot of people in here that want to know about, first of all, group pools. And we're going to stay on group pools for a minute before we get to collabs. But I just want to give you my feeling on group pools. Broke Gambler Slots, thank you for coming in. Appreciate that. I want to give you my opinion on group pools. Now, what are group pools? Group pools are when people get together, and there's a couple of different kinds. I would categorize it as three different types. There's a group pool where everybody is in the same location and everybody puts in a certain amount of money to make the pot bigger for you to spend bigger. I'll get to all the breakdown later. However, that's the bottom line. Rocket 18181. Thank you for coming in. Your name is on the bottom right there, bro. Bam. Um, so everybody gets together. Then there's virtual group pools, and people will send you money, and then you'll play the machine. Usually they have set limits and stuff like that you have to do. And then there's like a friends group pool where you have a bunch of friends or a group of friends that know that you're going to play, and they'll send you money, sort of like backers or whatever you want to call them. But for the purpose of this thing, I don't know all of the logistics, but I do know that depending on the state you live in, if you are in a virtual group pool where you're sending money outside of the state, that is illegal. The only type of group pools, it depends on your state and everything else. And I would be careful if you were doing group pools that you did not or you do not participate in sending money across state. Check with your local regulations before you do something like that. Regular group pools where everybody's in the same place, as far as I know, they're all legal. You could do that without a problem. Don't have an issue with that. Hey, Chris and Lou Slots, thank you for coming in. Beck's Bed is in the house. Thank you for coming in, girl. Really appreciate it. Buddha Edwin Edbert, thank you. Thank you for being in here. Really appreciate it. So there are some issues around group pools and things like that. I'm going to give you my opinion on them because I have done group pools in the past, or I've tried to do group pools in the past. What are they good for? If you're a smaller channel and you're starting out, like me, you try and think of the easiest cheap way, the easiest less expensive ways to get content. Now, if you could do a group pool where you could get a lot of friends or family to donate X amount of dollars so that you could pull it together and then play on the machine, that's one way to get content at a higher level. Okay, that's one way to do it. And yeah, I think most creators think of that idea as a way to get content at a level that they're not used to playing at because you have more money to play with. Not saying that it's a bad thing, a good thing. It just depends on you and what you like to do. For myself, I don't like being responsible for other people's money. Bottom line, hey, I've tried it once or twice, didn't work out. However, I did do a play for thing on my channel where, for instance, Olga Rosas, I don't know if she's in the house. I did a thing where I played for the viewers. Olga Rosas sent me $100. I brought her on camera and we played. She told me what to bet, what denomination, how many spins to spin. If we won something, did she want to keep going? Did she not want to keep going? Whatever it was, we did it. She ended up winning like 150, $200. I forget what the total outcome was of that particular play, but it's on my channel somewhere. I'll drop a link in here afterwards. Soon as it was over, bam, I shot her money back. Did the same thing for Mr. Handpay. He sent me money to play for him, and I played for him. Didn't get one penny out. Actually, Mr. Handpay did tip me for doing that, even though it was a losing video. So I did appreciate that, but it wasn't playing for myself. It wasn't playing. It was just viewer play, not necessarily a group pool. But for myself, I don't really care to be in charge of other people's money. And then when I started getting people saying to me that virtual group pools are really not legal in some states, depending on what state you're in. If they're sending you money cross state lines, that's an issue. I would check and just do your due diligence before you do any of that. But as far as being in the same location and getting together, hey, Yoshi Slots, thank you for coming in. Getting together and doing a group pool, I've done plenty of those, and I've been in the casinos just before events or just before something like that, and played. Let's see. Gamblers Unknown says in person is fine if you're funding more than half of your channel with the group pools. You're a poser. Okay, so basically, Gamblers Unknown says in person is fine if you're funding more than half of your channel with group pools. You're a poser. Hey, and I tend to agree. But let's look at the reasons. Wait, what did Randy the slot wizard say? I'm sorry, I have to look at this. RhinoMan dressed up in a shirt and tie, looking all uptown funky, drinking Coronas now in casual drinking margaritas. I can't go on like this, bro. Hey, that's too funny. Broke Gambler Slot says I had two virtual group pools. One added at least 300s on top of the group pool for the extra free play. The group wasn't making money. Gave away my portion into the group, my first group pool. So okay, back to group pools. I don't like being in charge of other people's money to begin with. If I happen to lose on a group pool, I would feel bad because other people put in money, especially if they're viewers, not necessarily slot channels, but I think other slot channels tend to understand a little bit more. But why are group pools? Why are group pools something that are done? I would look at it this way: group pools of established channels. They've been around the way a little while. They know exactly what they're doing. If you see them with other channels in the casino, obviously that's great. And some established channels have done it in the past. If they're doing it all the time, like Michael said, they're probably gambling outside of their means because that's all they're doing is group pools to try and bet higher than what they normally have. An occasional group pool of friends, other slot channels, I think is a great thing. I think it's another way to interact. But why is it good for the creator? If the creator is doing a group pool, probably they're trying to bet at a different level that they're not used to betting at. They want to be able to put in their title, $3,000 live play session or $5,000 live play session, depending on what it is, to get that type of pool. I don't know. Is it good or bad? I've done it. I just don't like being responsible for other people's money or having to pay other people back. If I possibly win. If I could win money on my own, I would rather win money on my own and not have to gamble with other people's money. That's just me. But they're good for channels to do an occasional thing to get their viewers involved, do something special for them, as long as it's all on the up and up. I don't know. What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts on group pools? If they're illegal, if they're not illegal? Because like Gamblers Unknown said, I believe If they're in person, they're all on the up and up because everybody's right there. Everybody can see what's going on. There's no panky. Nobody's trying to lose it. But again, I think if your channel is just a group pool channel, then one, you're probably saving yourself a ton of money because you're not creating content with your own money. You're doing more group pools. Hey, and I know channels out there that do that, and more power to them. If they have a group of friends that want to be backers, as I would call those backers more than group pool participants, because they're pretty much backing your channel. They're your bankroll for whatever goes on. But it benefits the creator in another aspect. If they're playing with their players card, they're getting comp. They're being able to do that. And that's why I was thinking the same way. Hey, if I could get some massive group pools, I could play these group pools. I could bring my tier levels up at Caesar's Rewards or at Cosmo or whatever, um, just by playing at higher limits. Not exactly, playing with my own money, but playing with the group pools to get higher tier credits. And I'll be honest, I know a lot of creators think that way. I thought that way as well. So I'm just keeping it 100% real. I personally don't like doing them. And I don't like participating in group pools of people that I don't know personally. If I don't know you personally, I won't do a group pool with you. Bottom line, because I I want to make sure that if I'm going into a group pool and the group pool happens to hit that grand or whatever, I'm going to get my money back. It's not going to disappear. The other issue with it is then withholding of taxes from winnings. That's another thing. And then if I'm the one doing the group pool, I got to be responsible for all of those taxes. I got to be responsible for everything. Hey, that's another thing. Let's see. Magmad says, but the rules are solid before we agree on going in. Also, we a have a say in what every decision. Magmag, I agree. I agree. I have no problem joining group pools. Like I said, I have no problem joining group pools as long as they're established uh, rules and regulations. And the other reason I don't like holding group pools is because I don't like being tied down to rules and regulations. If you ever seen me play a Dragon Link, I'll play dollars, I'll play $15, I'll play $5, I'll go 1 cent, $5, I'll go 1 cent, 250, I'll go 10 cent. So I'll be up and down the whole spectrum, and there's no way I'm going to be trapped. I mean, I don't like doing just 25 spins at a certain bet denomination and style. I can't do it. I just can't. That's not the way that I bet. I'm a DGen. I'll be tapping that button. I'll be, moving around trying to find that bonus, doing some bonus hunting. And you can't do that when you have regulations on, not regulations, rules on how you're going to play a certain group pool. And I see some channels out there that just say, hey, you know what? This is a group pool. I'm going to play until I win or lose or whatnot. They have very loose rules on what they're going to do. And that's all good if you like doing that. I don't like doing that. I don't like being responsible. I'd feel bad if I lost just doing that with somebody else's money. But I don't mind participating in them with friends, people that I know. If Gamblers Unknown was going to do a group pool, I wouldn't have a problem with it because one, I know I'm getting my money back if he wins. Two, I know that he's going to play a certain way if he has a group pool like that. And three, if I don't get my money back, at least he's going to send me another hoodie or something with the Major Chasers logo on it. Hey, I'm just saying, Billy F. And thank you for coming in. But all joking aside, some channels do it. They do it very well. Some bigger channels do it, and they do it very well too. Who doesn't enjoy watching those huge channels that do those massive spins? But if it's all their channel is group pools, then they're not producing. Well, they are. They've developed a group of people that bankroll them for their play, and they'll get paid back as they win. So take it for what it is. It's beneficial to you, the viewer, if you are watching a group pool Um, I I'll get to some of the questions in a minute. I hope I'm not missing too many of them here, but it's beneficial to you, the viewer, to see some of these channels, that do an occasional group pool at a big amount. You could see what they could do, and you could see the excitement and the difference, especially for the small channels that don't normally do $25 spends or don't normally do $50 spends. If they get like a $5,000 group pool together, then they could do that for a little while, and it's exciting to see them hit something. I'm not saying an everyday thing where it's group pool after group pool after group pool. I'm just saying it's exciting for you, the fans. It's exciting to see the younger creators that develop this group pool on an occasion do that. But there's a lot of people out there that will take advantage of doing these group pools, and it turns out hurting a lot of different people. Uh, excuse me. So there you go. I have my own feelings on it. I wouldn't mind participating in some group pools. Don't want to run one myself. One, just don't want to do it. If I'm going to put money in the machine, it's going to be my money. If I'm going to get a win out of that machine, it's going to be my win. And I'm not being greedy or anything like that. My friends know me, and I'll do this with my friends. And here's why. I have 5 friends in this world that have grown up with me since elementary school. And we treat money like this. If we lend something to somebody else, one of our friends, we don't expect it back, because money will just tear a friendship apart. Money will tear a channel apart. Money will ruin whatever you're trying to build, unless you have set parameters when it comes to money. Bottom line. So there you go. That is my take on group pools. Are they good for you? Yes. Are they good for the channel? In some instances, yes. In most instances, yes, depending on how they treat it. But the first time it's mistreated, it not only takes down 1 or 2 channels, it takes down a whole bunch of channels that are doing it. Because like you write a restaurant review, or like you write a food review, most of the time, if you get good or great service, you're not necessarily going to write a review. But let somebody do you wrong, and you're going to tell everybody and their mother, forget that place. You know what they did to me? They gave me terrible service. They did whatever it is, and that is going to spread faster than anything good that somebody does. So I would just be fair warned. If you're going to join a group pool, make sure you join it from people that are established or people that you trust and know, when it comes to group pools. And remember, not all of them are legal, so keep that in mind too. Okay, collaborations. We've talked about a lot of group pools. Why are collaborations good? Same way as group pools, because if you get 1 or 2 channels together doing things together, Gambler After Dark is in here. I don't know if he's still in here. Him and thing where they're together all the time. That's a great collaboration. Almost every interview on my channel is some form of collaboration. The parties and everything, the events that we do throughout the year, the slot events, those are collaborations. They're a lot of fun. They get a lot of people from both channels, or all of the participants that are involved, to give you exposure. Anytime you could do a collaboration, I say do it, because it only helps out not only you as the channel creator, the other channel creator, but it also gives the viewers, a different take on what's going on. So that is my take on collabs. I think collabs are one of the best ways to introduce yourself to a different variety of viewers. Okay, I heard a baby in the background. I was like, wow. So I would definitely say doing collabs would introduce you to a different subset of viewers that watch your same stuff. Anyway, we're getting close to the end here. I would like to go back not from this morning, but from yesterday's video. And by the way, guys, this is day 17, day 17 of 30 plus days in a row that's going to happen. And I just want to thank you guys. It's been an amazing time, and I know I haven't got to the comments, but tomorrow's show I will be including all of the comments today. I'll go back. We'll have a little recap, and we'll find out about those. Robert Kaczynski said yesterday, I think it tends to betting higher tends to win more. Um, I would agree with that, Robert, but I don't know if I addressed this yesterday, but betting higher also doesn't give you the same amount of times your bet when you win. Yeah, you win, the amount may be higher, but when you hit on those lower amounts for a higher 100 times your bet, you don't see that as much on the higher denominations. That's my take. I've been watching him for a little while. I don't know if he's in here, but Sister Yoshi, I know Blaine said that he lost his wrench. If we could give him a wrench back, that would be fantastic. Becky A said she didn't know what a Tito was for the longest time. Becky, I'm right with you. I didn't know what a Tito was either. So there you go. Barbara Lopez said people get confused when they hear hand pay and jackpot, obviously. And I get confused to this day because I see people that put in their thumbnails hand pay jackpot. So was the jackpot a $1,200 jackpot, or was the hand pay just over 1,200? I don't know. I'm still confused by that whole hand pay jackpot on the same um, thumbnail. Okay, let's see. It's a slot machine. Simon said when we were talking about terminology for slots, she said she was realizing that the audience may not understand some of the terms that we put in our thumbnails, and that is absolutely correct, Simon. I mean, a lot of times we do this, and we're so familiar with the language and the content that we put a thumbnail up based on, oh, maxed out major or some of this. A regular viewer might see that thumbnail come up in their feed or recommended video, and they may not have any clue what maxed out major is, so they just don't want to click on it. So I think we got to be very diligent when we're thinking about, from a viewer's standpoint, what to get them to click on a video, not just trying to attract other slot channels. Jackpot Jesse. Here's what I wanted to say about Jackpot Jesse and Billy Effin Slots, because he is in there too, and I see the same thing from him. Jackpot Jesse's name is all caps, and when I was going back over looking for comments from yesterday's stream, I kept seeing Jackpot Jesse, just like Billy Effin Slots. That's all I see right now because it's all caps. Do you think that it's a good idea to have all caps in your channel name? Let me know. Let's see. Vegas Girl and Becky A says they like the cash out machines. We were talking about how certain casinos now will not give you change. They'll just give you the ticket, another ticket back, or a voucher to take up to the cage. Becky A and Vegas Girl Slot says they both like the machines that give you the option to donate that amount back to a charity. I do too. However, most of the time, I tend to play the machines that get the lucky chance spin. So you just press that instead and donate it to Happy and Prosperous or Genghis Khan or whoever the machine is that I'm playing. And about that, do you think all machines should have a wager saver, so to speak? Let me know. Look, guys, I covered a lot today, and I know I didn't really do it justice for group pools and giving you some examples of channels that do only group pools, because there are channels out there that only do group pools. And I'm not saying it's right or wrong. If they're okay managing the money, they're okay providing content, being backed by group pools, that's all on them. It's everybody's choice. If you enjoy watching channels, like that, that's fine. And like I said, I would love to participate in some group pools, and I will be reaching out to channels that do group pools and see if I could get in on some of them. However, for myself, I'm never going to do them. You won't see me hosting group pools because I don't like managing other people's money. I don't like being responsible for it. I am irresponsible, alcoholic, gambler, degen, whatever you want to call me. That is me. But that's just my take on it, guys. Until tomorrow, let the good times roll, baby, and I will talk to you then. Have a great day.